lift-off results, we've got in first place for the men, we've got Tom, Coach Tom. So I can't quite remember what he lifted off the top of my head, but he's won the male spot there. And then for the females, we've got Tony as well. So congratulations both. Well done. Little clap there. And best lift, even though I didn't quite see it myself, would be Jamo. So when I think it was his snatch that got the best sort of crowd reaction there. So prizes will go out to those three. So guys, if you're watching, message myself, message Johnny, and we will get those sort of prizes sorted out for you. Originally coming on here, I wanted to speak about the weightlifting class. So we've got 3 weightlifting classes. We've got 2 on a Friday. Those were the original 2. We got 5 p.m. We got 6 p.m. And now we've got another third class on a Tuesday running at 10:30 a.m. Fairly good turnout for all of them, which is obviously very good. We try and sort of mix and match movements. So on a Tuesday we may do snatch, and then on a Friday we will do sort of clean and jerks, or sort of a mix between. Recently we've been doing our strength block, and it's the first time that we've done that before. So we start off with a test week, see where we are with clean and jerk, see kind of like max out, see where we're at. And then we use percentages for the next 6 weeks of that 1 rep max, and sort of like progressively overload throughout the weeks, in the hopes that when we come to our 7th week, we can retest and see if we've got stronger. So that would be interesting. I think we're on week 4 now. So we've got, 3-ish weeks to go. Now, that's kind of like a new thing that we've done. We're going to sort of have a little break once this block is done, go into a sort of snatch build as well. And then following that, we can either repeat the clean and jerk, or sort of just focus on one part, maybe the clean, maybe the jerk, mix and match. So we've got plenty of things coming up in the pipeline. The thing that I wanted to press on the most is, I don't know whether it's come from like a CrossFit thing or a weightlifting thing, but it's people not taking part in a specialty class because they think they're going to be bad at it. And when I first started the weightlifting class, I made it like abundantly clear that this is not going to take you to like the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, or anything like that. This is going to be to supplement a CrossFit class. This is going to be an entry-level point for you to learn the movements, get a better understanding, better knowledge of it, and then take it further afield and go into your CrossFit classes with more confidence. But for some reason at the moment, just there's a bit of an underlying tone of, I don't want to do that class because it's, say, snatch. I'm no good at snatch, so I'm going to miss that class. Or it's just jerks. I'm shit at jerks. I can't do jerks. So I'm going to avoid it, take a day off. Whether it's me, but it's just the complete wrong attitude. It's the complete wrong attitude. You should thinking, right, I'm not that good at it, so I need to sort of double down and get involved with it. Whether it's a lightweight, heavyweight, whatever it is, even if you just come and move a PVC pipe for an hour, for all I care, as long as you're sort of moving in the more positive direction in learning the movement, that's what I care about. And it kind of comes back to who the class is based towards as well. Like, again, this is not going to take you to the Olympics, the Commonwealth Games, or anything like that. I want everyone from, bare beginners who, can't point to a barbell racked in the gym, to people who've competed, people like, say, Tegan, people like a few of the new members we've got who've actually competed in weightlifting comps. I want everyone in between, because you can always learn something different. Brand new person, they're gonna learn a lot. It's gonna be a lot thrown at them, different sort of techniques, different sort of ways to look at things. And then you've got people who, right at the top end of their sort of skill set, they can always learn something they may not have thought of, something just a little bit different, that think, okay, I'm going to try and implement that into my next lift, whatever it is, and improve themselves. So it's not, just because it's a weightlifting class, it's not just for weightlifters, it's for absolutely everything. Just like our CrossFit classes, for everyone. Janine's gymnastics classes for everyone. Endurance, any specialty class, it's for everyone. It's a widespread. It doesn't matter what sort of background you've come from. So that's why I've come here to sort of tell everyone now, stop avoiding things. Stop avoiding things because you think you're bad at it. You should be actively seeking out what you're bad at and trying to improve that and boosting these little markers up that you've got. There's always going to be something you're not great at. There's loads of things on top of my head that I can think that I'm shit at. but I'm not avoiding it. I will do my best to try and, you know, at least put it into the week so I'm getting better as I go, sort of thing. Avoiding it is going to do nothing for you. So that is kind of what this is all about. So weightlifting coming up. Our next class will be Friday coming up. I think it's already booked out, but I'm expecting to see new people. I want to see new people. If I see the same faces time again, it's brilliant, it's great, it shows consistency and all that sort of stuff. But I want to see sort of fresh faces, people who I don't normally see, because that's the whole point. I want to see sort of people pushing limits, if you will. So that is what it's all about. What have I got left to say?
Do you want to talk a little bit about your weightlifting? I don't know.
My weightlifting.
Why did you start weightlifting? How are you a coach now? How did you?
I started weightlifting purely because I was trash at gymnastics, and I was rubbish at like running and anything sort of that related. So I thought, oh well, that'll be good. I'll get in a barbell, and I enjoyed it. And I got fairly okay at it, I guess. And it's just gone from there. But then I realized that if I just do weightlifting, I'm only going to be good at weightlifting. I don't want to be just good at weightlifting. I want to be good at everything. I want to be decent at everything. So that's how I started to spread out. But there's people who just avoid things and they just want to be good at it, which is absolutely fine. If you want to be a specialist, be a specialist. But this class is not going to make you that. Okay? My weightlifting background, I haven't really competed or anything like that. I just enjoy doing it. It's something that gives me a bit of a buzz, a thrill, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It kind of get some sort of enjoyment out of it. And I started CrossFit when I was like, it's going to be like 10, nearly 11 years ago now. So I've been around the space for a fair amount of time. I haven't lost the love for it whatsoever. I still like to do it. I'm just very aware that it's not the only thing that I can do, especially getting older now. Bones are starting to ache a little bit more, so I've got to be a bit more strategic, and I can't keep up with these sort of young guns that are coming through at the moment who are lifting just sort of silly weights in relative ease. But that's kind of how I started it. Just thought of like, I'm not good at anything else, I'll try weightlifting. Got good at weightlifting, now I need to try everything else, and that's kind of where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it. Are we back in business?
Can you tell me like how do you coach and how do you structure your classes?
Oh, class. So, honestly, before we did this strength block, which had more of a strategic sort of aim to it, I programmed stuff that I thought would be fun. And what would I like to do? What would I think would be fun, whether it's, within the movement, snatch, clean jerk, all that sort of good stuff. What do I think would be fun? And then what would translate over to a good sort of class atmosphere? Because I think, me personally, if a class has got a shit atmosphere, no one lifts well. Nothing sort of goes that way. So I want movements that are challenging, are going to improve you, but also provides like a good class atmosphere. And I think if we can get all those three put together, it's a good time. Now, just programming 1 rep maxes day in, day out, that's never going to work. It'll work for maybe like 2 weeks and then it's just dead. So it's got to be exciting. It's got to be sort of, mixed. It's not just one thing week in, week out. But then now and again, doing a 1 rep max, it works.
Every now and again.
Every now and again it works. But originally it's, what do I think was fun? What do I think is fun? What's going to sort of give most bang for my buck? And sometimes it's clean and jerk, sometimes it's snatch, sometimes it's a variation of, sometimes it's lifting as heavy as I can go, sometimes it's an EMOM where I've got to sort of work for 30 to 45 seconds and really push sort of volume. Sometimes it's super technical, and that's sort of snatch balance, overhead squats, that sort of thing is constantly sort of whirring in my head. What is going to be fun? Because no one wants to do it. Right, guys, we're just going to do like deadlifts week in, week out, nothing. So, but then saying that, we've got our clean and jerk program, which is literally clean and jerks every week for 6 weeks. But that's only half the class. So there is a bit of sort of variety mixed in. So the way I structure the class is, especially in this 6 weeks now, first half an hour, 25, half an hour, it will be your percentage work. We'll knock that out, and plenty of rest in there, plenty of focus on form, a good warm up, building through your percentages, and then you're hitting your working weights. After that, it's more a bit, I don't want to say more fun, because some people find a lot of fun in percentage work, but a little bit more variety. So that's when we'll look at our sort of partner AMRAPs, EMOMs, complexes, that sort of thing, to just sort of like mix things up a bit. And I think that's sort of, you're getting the best of both worlds. Haven't heard sort of anyone say, oh, Ben, this is trash, I don't want to do this anymore. Everyone seems to be pretty switched on, and it works. So far, so good. It works. So that's the approach that I'm taking so far. So
Do you have anyone in mind that, like, since you started coaching, that was with you and like really improved, and how, I don't know.
fucking loads of people. In terms of this 6 weeks now,
Yeah, for example.
so for example, this 6 weeks, there's a few people in mind who I'll be, well, not skeptical that they've sort of started this, not at all, but like, I thought if they stick with this, this is going to be great. Now, Sam Edwards, no matter what happens when there's barbell in his hand, he is class. Technically, very, very good lifter. Always a pleasure to watch him lift, sort of thing. Then you get people like Mally, who doesn't really come from a weightlifting background, and she just wants to be strong, and it's class. And just in the space of 4 weeks, the technique has come along loads, and her lifting, her ability to put weight above her head has come along, you know, crazy amounts, which is always good to see. Got people like, who else is the top of my head? I mean, Freya, that's no brainer. She's class. I remember when she first started here, and it was sort of very rigid, very robotic sort of movement, and now she's one of the best lifters we got. So that's good. But then you get people who are brand new, just trialing it out, and just the progress they're making week in, week out is brilliant. So no one like no one person actually comes to my mind. There's like multiple people, which is, for me, brilliant to see, because it means that people are enjoying it, they're sticking with it, they're trusting the process, sort of thing. So there's no one person, and it'd be wrong for me to just call out one person for being awesome, but there's loads of people. Shan, she's class. She's come a long way. So it's yeah, man, it's actually a pretty cool little class to coach. Pretty cool. Happy days. So bottom line is, stop skipping classes that you think you're shit at, because you're not going to get better at it. Show up, even if you just mess around with the PVC pipe for an hour. Be coachable. Take on some constructive criticism, because we're trying to make you better, and just fucking get your head down and work. Simple as that. I'm sorry for swearing.
Okay, you're allowed.
I'm allowed to swear. That's the bottom line. That's the reason I wanted to do this, is because it's just annoying that people think I shouldn't do something, or I shouldn't partner up with someone just because they're better, or I can't do it. And that's probably why you should do it and stop, shying away from it. And that is my 2 pence.
Okay.
Thank you, Mags.
Anything else on there?
Sign up for the Open.
There's a fucking sign behind you.
Just sign right there. QR code, sign up for the Open. It should be, it's a non-negotiable at this point. I don't care if you're on holiday. There's some people who can only make one workout. Brilliant. Make one workout. If you're on holiday, find a gym. It's not that hard. So sign up. Pay your money. Pay your dues. Have some fun. Come get a beer at the end of it. Simple. Simple. That's me done, Mags.
Thank you.
I'm over it. Until the next time.